Hello all, welcome to another quick learning. Today we're going back to CodeSignal, working on Python coding exercises. If you're joining us in the middle of the playlist, I'll put a link in the description below so you can start from the beginning if you wish. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to the arcade, I'm going to Python. And then we were in this section, Interior Tools, and then 52 Kth permutation. All right, so you found your old bike in the attic and would love to refresh your childhood memories and give it a ride. Unfortunately, there's a chain lock on the bike, and the code is a permutation of a set of distinct numbers. Of course, you don't remember it after all these years. You do remember, however, that the last time you picked up your bike, you also couldn't remember the codes. You had to run over all possible numbers permutations. Being a programmer, you tried them in the lexicographic order. It took you a couple of days, and in the first day, you managed to check k-1 permutations. Now that you need to open the lock again, you can start checking the permutations from the kth one, given a list of numbers. Return the kth ith-based one-based permutation that you should begin with. So if you got numbers 1 through 5 and k equals 4, the output is this. And the reason is that because the first 4 permutations are this. So the first one is just the same list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's 1, 2, 3, and then the 4 and the 5 are switched, and then 1, 2, and then the 3 and the 4 are switched, and then 1, 2, and then the 3 and the 4 here are switched, and the 5 is put there. All right, so how would you go about doing this? So they give you a hint that it's something in the intertools, and in this case, it's the permutations. So I'm going to show you how those are different than the product and the combinations. So you have to put in some sort of iterable, so it's either a string or a list or a tuple or something like that you could iterate over. And then you have to tell it how long you want the sequences it returns back to be. So in this case, we're doing permutations because we want the combinations to be like AB, AC, all the different combinations, but we also want the different list orders. So in this case, it has AB, but it also you get BA, or you have AC, and you also have CA. In the combinations, you don't have that. So you have AB, and then in combinations, you don't get BA because it considers that to be a duplicate combination, because the order doesn't matter for combinations. So that's why we chose permutations. So in this one, you get all the different order sorting of these. So that's how it is. So in the code here, we've got the permutation function, and we're feeding in that numbers list here. And then we're saying the length of the list, the sequences that we want to get back, is the length of the numbers lists that we put in. So if we put in a list of 5 numbers, we want 5 number list back. Or if we put in a list of 2 numbers, we want a list return that is 2 numbers. And specifically, we want the k-1 of that list returned, sequences of lists. And the reason it's k-1 is because it wants the kth permutation, but that is on a 1-based. And since when you do this slicing, it's based on a 0th based, you have to do k-1 to line those 2 up. And then we just wrap that in a list because CodeSignal wants a list return, not a permutations object. All right, so if we run that, we will get the correct answer. And hopefully you guys are able to follow along with that, and you'll join me for future videos. Thank you very much.